Hello everyone, welcome back to Jacqs. Thank you for joining me today for our What a Card series. Today we will be creating an easel hat card. This is it, and this is more of a mini version compared to the ones that are out there on YouTube. So let's get started. For the supplies, I'm going to be using DCWV double-sided cardstock stack, and I really like this one because it has a textured cardstock. We're going to need 2 pieces of this, and they will be one that is 8 by 4.5, and then we're going to score that in half and fold it and burnish. We will also need another piece of the same color cardstock, and this will be 4.5 by 4. What we're going to do next is to create the circle easel card, and I'm going to be using the dies that I have in my stash. And normally when you see tutorials on this kind of card making, they make a larger card. Well, I wanted to make a smaller one, so that's why I'm just using what I have in my stash. And the largest circle is 3 3/4 wide. I will take this to my die cutting machine. I will line this up to where the circle leaves just a bit of a sliver at the top that isn't part of the card. See, normally we would put it all on the card, but this time we're going to put it right above it. And that way it will create a card. I will go cut this out and I'll be right back. So I've run this through my machine. And here is the card base. And it will look like this. That's so small. This is going to be cute. Okay, so what we're also going to need to do is run this circle through again one more time, and we want a whole circle because you see where the flat part is here to create the card. Okay, I'll go run this through. Okay, so we have our other piece cut out. What I'm going to do now is take the card base, put it in my scoreboard, and find the halfway mark of the circle, and then I'm going to score that, but I'm only going to do one side. We're going to score at 1 3/4, and then fold this over and burnish. And then there we have our card base. The next thing we're going to do is attach the circle that we just created. And I'm going to go ahead and use art glitter glue. Line these up. So then our card will look like this. So I'm going to set this aside to dry, and we're going to talk about the pieces that go on top of it. So I'm going to use Bo Bunny Butterfly Kisses collection, and I've chosen this particular decorative page. And I'm going to then use 2 circles down to create a circle that will go on top of the easel card. And this measures 2 7/8. So I'll do one of those. And then I'll take the next second one down from the circle, and this measures about 2 inches, and I will cut out one of those. Now I'm also going to cut out another green piece of this size as well, and I'll show you why later. So I'll go and cut those out. I can start compiling everything together. We're going to make sure the easel card is in this direction. And we will add glue to the back of the first decorative piece. And we will add that to the base of the card. Kind of centered that in there. Now you'll also notice in other tutorials they add 3 pieces. They would have this outer easel card one decorative and then another piece. I'm not doing that because I am making a smaller size hat card. Now that we have the card base, we've added our first decorative layer, and then the next piece that we need to add is the base that creates the hat. So let's use this as an example. We're going to be building upward, and so we need something with dimension that will go on top, and then eventually we would put our decorative piece over that, and then that kind of helps create the illusion of a hat. So to do that, what we're going to need is another piece, and we're going to use this little sample piece here. It measures, let's see, it measures 1 1/4 across by 8 inches in length, but I don't really think you need that much, but just to be safe, that's what the length is. I already created one, and the length here is about 6 3/4 inches long. So do whatever you like. If you want to be safe, have more, create a longer length. What we're going to do is create these little teeth. So the first thing is to put this in your scoreboard. Score at 1 inch. Flip it around and then score at 1 inch again. At this point, what you would do is make little triangles in the paper, and you can do them however you like, but you're going to make the cuts up to the first score line here. Just cut in it like that, making triangles. And then you would do that all the way down this side, and then turn it around, do the same on that side. And then that's how you get this piece here. Once we're at this point, what we're going to do is fold all of our little teeth over. Sometimes it's easy to roll it on the table as well. Once we have our teeth trained to go inward, we're going to go ahead and train our paper to curl. We're just going to do this a little bit using our bone folder or whatever else you have. It just kind of helps with the paper going into the circle that we need. We're just going to see how this is matching up. We're layering the teeth on the inside and kind of squaring it up with the outer circle. So when we do this, we see that we have plenty of room, that this is definitely the right size. So 6 3/4 was that size. I'm taking the extra piece that I cut out, and I'm going to turn that over because I'm going to add the teeth to the back side of that. It'll go down on our card in this direction. I'm just going to put some glue on the inside here. Wait, I better make sure this isn't directional. Oh, that's good. So I'm just going to fold this over onto the circle. I'm going to have to hold it a minute, I see, for it to grab. I'm just going to continue to add glue to the teeth and then wrap it around the circle. Now it doesn't matter if you get any glue on the back side here, it's not going to be seen. And so as we come to the end and it's curling around, we need to make sure we have enough glue here to seal that. So we're just going to overlap it just a little bit to close the circle. So there we have the circle all completed. Just going to hold on to these for a little bit to make sure they're connected, and I'll be right back. So what I'm going to do now is take glue and go around the base. Okay, so just center that the best you can, and then push down. Now we're going to make sure these teeth are all folded over. We're going to add glue to the top of these. Take our topper and add it. So here what I'm doing is just pushing the bottom piece underneath the topper so that it lines up. We don't want the bottom piece to be outside of the topper piece that we created. And then just kind of push it down. So there we have our hat. Now what we're going to do is decorate. To decorate it, the first thing I'm going to do is put a little band around the top of the hat, and I cut off a 1/4 of an inch by 6 3/4 piece, and I then added a 1/4 of an inch score tape to the back of this to make it easier to add. You could certainly add ribbon or nothing at all, whatever you like. Just running this around the bottom of the hat. And there we go. I have a label already and some flowers and a little bow here. So let's get... First thing I'm going to do is add the label. I'm going to put that up on adhesive to be the stopper for the hat. I'm putting this on first so that I can decide where to put my bow. So that's how the card will sit. Could lower it a little. Okay. Okay, yeah, so the card will sit like this with the label on it. I originally thought about putting the bow here, but now I'm not so sure because you don't really see much of it. So to add the bow, I think I'm just going to use an adhesive dot. I got these from the Dollar Tree, believe it or not. And it's the Craft Square brand. And I decided to put the bow over here. And then I'm going to cut these a little bit. some floral. Let's see. Here is the final card and box. I created this little box on my Cricut, but you could certainly create a envelope box to give this to your recipient. Here is the card on the inside. I did put a little tissue just to make it look like a real hat box. So here we go. This is the hat easel card. Really cute. I love how the mini version looks compared to the much larger version. Now, if you are interested, I did find this template out there. It is in centimeters. You would have to convert it, but I will have this link down below. I thought this was really helpful for those starting out. But like I said before, I do believe you could create this card at any size that you wanted. You would just have to modify the measurements a bit. So I hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have. See you next time.